way across there over the Nullarbor, you find one very picturesque city and a great spot to go racing in the V8 Supercar Championship.
It's WA's action track.
In fact, it's kind of the only track that we've got over there. I'm a Perth boy myself, and to be honest, for the life of me, despite all the mines and all the money over there, I can't figure out why we don't have more than one racetrack.
But it's so far from the East Coast. Can't they move it a bit closer? Yes.
The circuit was originally known as Wanneroo Raceway. Today it's known as Barbagallo, named after Alf Barbagallo, a long-time car and motorsport identity in Perth, who paid for the upgrades to the circuit to the short track in 1992. The track is 2.4 kilometres in length and is known for its abrasive nature due to the Western Australian heat and the fact that the track is surrounded by sand. That's right, every corner of the track is laced with sand. Make a mistake around this joint and you better bring your bucket and shovel. Just ask Thomas Mazzara.
Look at this, the two of them go off. Out goes John Bauer. Thomas Mazzara's locked up.
And Jason Bryant.
That was going to end in tears. Oh, and Bridie's going to get stuck. He can get out of there, can he? Oh!
And Steve Ellery.
And backs it into the dirt. Now watch this. Flip it over. Oh.
In terms of history, Nissan has a great little tale to tell from racing over there in Barbagallo Raceway. Back in the 80s and 90s, they were winners on 3 occasions. George Fury and Glenn Seaton took back-to-back wins in 1986 and 87, before Scafie took the all-conquering GTR to victory in 91. But as I recall, that 1991 race was during a difficult year for the Australian Touring Car Championship.
Only 11 cars made the trip across the Nullarbor to compete in that round that weekend. Some Sierras, some BMWs, a couple of Commodores, and those mighty Nissan GTRs as well.
I was overseas in '91, but I didn't miss much. Back then the field was very small.
Barbagallo brings back fond memories for me. I've won quite a few races there, Touring Car Championship rounds and such. But the nature of the circuit is great. It's sort of a bit of up and down and braking downhill quite hard and cold corner around the back up onto the main straight. Yeah, I've always liked Barbagallo, and when you get the chance to go back there, it's really, really good.
The track's very unique with its surface. It's one of those places that you really need to be mindful about how you drive the car. Often, patience will get you a result more than driving the car hard. We had a good race car last year at Barbagallo. In one of the races, I came from the back of the field to finish 9th. So if we can sort qualifying out this year, it could be a round that we can get a great result.
The Barbagallo circuit has its own set of challenges. It's a very sandy environment there, and that tends to deteriorate the track quite rapidly. So it was resurfaced a few years ago, but it's already quite slippery. That makes the tyre degradation one of the highest on any circuit that we go to.
When I think of Barbagallo Raceway, I think of a really challenging track that's always difficult to set up for, very hard on tyres, but at the same time a good little fun track to drive.
Another classic old school track. It dips, it falls, it climbs, it swoops, and it's covered in sand. Sort of like going to the beach, but without the water. It is a very long way to go for a motor race though.
When I think of Barbagallo Raceway, I think of how hard and how big the degradation is on the tyres. It makes it a really long time in the car.
Over the last couple of seasons, my little mate Caruso and I have had a string of top 10 results in Perth. But with a full season of development under our belts, I reckon we could be looking pretty strong there this year. We may no longer be the Hornets, but there's still plenty of sting in our tails, especially Caruso's.